fire, fire for fire, fire. Yeah, let's watch it. BlueSky users are defending ProZD and crashing out in anger and denial. Chat, what did I say, by the way? Did I not say that ProZD is gonna go run the BlueSky and people are gonna fucking cry on there and then he's not gonna get enough attention, he's gonna come back to Twitter? In a week you're gonna see this shit.
Well, welcome back, guys. Hope you're in the loop with all the ProZD stuff, because today we've got BlueSky defends ProZD and rages at everyone else.
Oh yeah,
the ProZD thing frustrates me so much because, correct me if I'm wrong, but people are attacking him for absolutely no reason. If they knew what he was saying in context, there would be no argument that the opinions he had were normal and not egregious leaps in logic people are placing on him.
But we saw the screenshots. Chat, I showed you the screenshots.
Bro, people are literally criticizing word for word the things that he said, both on his own Twitter account and also on record in a video interview thing. So,
I'll
like,
bring it up. Hold
what do
on.
you mean
I
not in
still have
context?
it.
We got this response that says, those people are quite literally and purposely misrepresenting him for their own agenda. It's a full-on hate campaign that these chuds love to spend their time on. It's calculated.
Chuds. If you use the word chuds unironically, you need help. Genuinely. I think it's a red flag.
Bro goes on record making a terrible take and people criticize it, and ProZD displays his own like massive double standards. But hey, it's out of context. It's a hate campaign. It's just chuds. Here's a thought. How about instead of being a hypocritical, virtue-signaling weirdo, he could just be a voice actor, you know? Oh, but unfortunately in the English voice acting space, you kind of have to be a virtue-signaling hypocritical weirdo to get with the in-click that so many of these BlueSky VAs are a part of, and force everyone else to be a part of too. It's how it is. Seeing what happened to ProZD, I don't blame the guy for leaving that terrible website called Twitter. The amount of bigoted scumbags.
They're always gonna come back. Every single time without fail. It might take a couple of weeks. Maybe it'll take a few days. Maybe it'll take a couple of months if he's lucky. But they always come back because they don't get the attention they do on BlueSky.
Bigoted, right? Yeah, bigoted. You want to talk about that? How about the dude who's like advocating for segregation in the VA industry? Yeah,
for those that don't know, I talked about it like, what is it, 2 days ago? This guy unironically got mad that he got what he wanted. He endorsed this. He said that if you are Asian, you should be exclusively voice acting Asian characters. And when they said, oh, well, they're all white, and then they didn't get the job, they were like, wait, what? I'm not getting a chance at the shot? No way! I'm not getting the job listing? I don't know, man. You get what you freaking deserve. Yeah, wait, not like that. No, wait.
Always, these people have no self-awareness. The amount of bigoted scumbags who put words into his mouth and take what he said out of context. Oh, another one trying to say it's out of context. Yeah, very original. To push their anti-woke narrative is freaking disgusting. The guy deserves...
It's not anti-woke for everyone to be able to apply to every job and seeking the person that fits the job best. If you are a black man or a black woman and you have a wonderful voice and the character is white, that should be a job option for you. You shouldn't have to match the skin color. That's fucking retarded.
None of that. So apparently being against segregation and double standards and hypocrisy makes someone anti-woke. Okay, good to know, BlueSky. And then there's this one. ProZD should be allowed to RIP 5 people every day. Yeah, that one.
Okay, who the fuck says that in their right mind? Like, what? Chat, if you say this on Twitter, like, if you replace the word SmugAlana, I would block you and denounce you instantly. What the fuck is wrong with you? I hope that ProZD doesn't actually think this.
He should be allowed to RIP 5 people every day. Yeah, that one might actually be the most termly online of all the takes. But there's still plenty more.
This is crazy.
Check out this one. I think they are ultra mad because most of anti-woke grifter treat Asian people like pets, which they use.
Why is your first thought Asian people being pets. I've never once thought that in my entire life, and I've had a lot of Asian friends. I went to a mostly Asian school, fun fact. What the fuck? Pets?
To project their racist opinions on. So for on
their pets. What is this LARPing?
So for on their man-child perspective, ProZD betrayed them and he needs to be punished for misbehaving. This is the weirdest frickin' headcanon you could have come up with, bro. Like, something's not right with you, dude. For the record, Asian people have also called out ProZD. For example, Mr. Philip Chan right here, the gentleman on the left, right next to ProZD on the right.
I don't know who that is, but sure.
Mr. Philip Chan made an entire video calling out ProZD, as a matter of fact. So yeah, you know, we've got a very diverse group of people criticizing ProZD, people from all over the world. But for some reason, BlueSky wants to try and pretend like it's only white people who criticize ProZD or something. You know, typical BlueSky rhetoric where they claim to be against bigotry, but ends up making the bigoted takes themselves effortlessly, as a matter of fact. They're just naturally like that, you know?
Or they cherry pick and say that everyone is attacking them, even though people are just criticizing them.
Their natural habitat there on BlueSky, and what do? Just say bigoted things and have no self-awareness to realize it, of course. Like, they will gladly erase someone's minority status as soon as that person is not useful to their rhetoric over there. So I
mean, the same thing happens with people that enter colleges and then they say, oh, well, if you are an Asian person and you get into college, you are just like white people. And it's like, no, they're not. They're two different races. And they're like, oh, well, they have favoritism in entering college. And I'm like, because there's a lot of smart Asian people? Is that connotated with race? And then they start arguing and saying, yeah, because they're just like white people. They're white adjacent. I'm like, what are you talking about? These people are insane. That's how they fucking justify. They say shit like white adjacent.
D made a post on Twitter saying he's leaving and mentioning all the weirdos who have an obsessive hate on.
So crazy.
Hadeon. Was that a Pokemon? A Hadeon for him. For misinterpreting a comment he made about diversity in voice acting. Misinterpreting. And it's people literally showing his take word for word, verbatim, on his like tweets that he made about it, and or showing what he said on record on a video and criticizing.
I showed you guys the screenshot. It was from 2 years ago, and people gave him shit for it. Because, well, you know what the funniest part is that he could have just not posted it on Twitter and went quiet. But he decided to just yap. People screenshotted it, and then he deleted it because he realized how dumb the take was. Yeah.
It, but hey, once again, it's misinterpreting, or as the other said, it's out of context, guys. Yeah. Can you guess the type of comments he's getting? Frickin' heck, I just need to not even look at X anymore.
Disabled, by the way.
I can't frickin' believe ProZD got jumped by right-wing nutjobs.
Everyone who disagrees with me is right-wing. Chad, if you fucking criticize this guy, it means you're right-wing. Did you know that?
For playing a cartoon cracker.
Wow.
As if what?
I beg your pardon? A cartoon what now?
Dude, all these people sound so unhinged. That's gotta be a type.
Hitlerites wouldn't shit their diaper. Dude, Hitlerites is a new one, I'm not gonna lie. I've never heard that one before. Right?
For playing a cartoon cracker. As if those same Hitlerites. Bro, who comes up with this stuff? Oh my gosh. Wouldn't. Oh, I'm not going to read the next part, dude. I hate when people type like that. It's so gross to me. It's just disgusting and vile. And, like, these people have no class at all. And throw man-child tantrums. That's literally you, bro. That's literally this person. Throwing a man-child tantrum right here on screen.
Defending white voice actors' right to exclusively voice every character that's a POC because of my talent. Oh, my God. You
can all see it for yourself. Look at this nonsense. What the frick is wrong with this person?
The mental gymnastics is crazy to me. Like, really, me personally, I want who's the best for the job. If it's a black man voicing a white man, go for it. If they're the best person for the job, that's amazing. Hell yeah, all for that. But somehow that makes me a Hitlerite. Isn't that the opposite?
defending white voice actors' rights to exclusively voice every character that's a POC because of talent.
I feel like I'm going crazy.
Holy smokes, bro.
I'm going insane.
I know it's overplayed, but yeah, go outside, dude. Go outside, touch grass. Like, what the frick? You turned your mind to mush with your political obsession, like your political brain rot. This is such a crazy thing to say. This whole take is just disgusting and crazy. Cathartic to find out the lies people threw around about ProZD were predictably not true. And I feel nothing but hatred to the people who uncritically believe them and harassed the guy for years over stuff he literally did not say. Man, we got like a whole checklist now. People saying it's out of context, it's misrepresenting him, that people are just lying about what he said. And as I've said now, I'm sounding like a broken record. People have verbatim posted like what he said and criticized that.
How many Japanese people voice black people? Because there aren't that many people besides the Japanese that speak Japanese. Yeah, and I'm sure these BlueSky freaks are gonna call them racist and shit. And it's like, yeah, because there's not a lot of black people that live in Japan that also voice act, because it's a very niche talent, and there's not a lot of people that are in the voice industry to begin with.
But like, over here on BlueSky, people are so desperate to, they're the ones actually lying about this. They're so desperate to lie.
Yeah, I'm sure they already call them racist.
What's happening. Classic. But they're trying to accuse everyone else of like lying and taking the dude out of context and misrepresenting him and all that. And it's like, bro, we've seen his tweets. They are right there on record. We have seen what he said on video. It's right there on record. I feel bad for my viewers now because I'm sounding like a broken record, but like, you all understand. I'm commenting on what these people are saying, and they continue to try and deny reality. That's what these people are doing. They're denying reality. It's a sad thing to see, really. Like, this is a very sad way of living.
Memory holding, man.
That's what these people are like, day in, day out, 24/7.
I think that's what they do.
That's the life that they live. Sad. I just look forward to when they get mad at this video and they call me a Nazi over on BlueSky once again, just like they tried doing during the SAG-AFTRA arc when I was criticizing that union's corruption and the BlueSky VA clique and all that. And they tried to say, oh, Hero Hate's just a Nazi or blah, blah, blah. It's all right, femboy propaganda, blah, blah, blah.
Femboy propaganda. Oh, man, dude. You just see the shit they say about me. They call me trans, and they say I use a voice changer.
And that part was actually kind of funny.
That's a very transphobic thing to say, by the way.
So go ahead and get mad again, and we'll make more content out of it. That'll be great. Thank you guys very much.
Trans people use voice changers?
Because he was fed up with people misinterpreting, exaggerating, and drama baiting. Has reminded me of this oldie but consistently relevanty. Bro, it's literally nothing like.
Is this English?
This screenshot at all. This is a completely different thing. And like ProZD's take is not even original. All he did was say the quiet part out loud, which is a standard that the English VA industry has been setting for years. That being the authentic casting thing. That's not something ProZD made up. I mean, it's like it's been going around for.
I think he was the biggest advocate, and when he finally got what he wanted, people were so pissed off, and he basically Streisand defected himself into being a lol cow because he would defend it so avidly and not take the L and be like, damn, this isn't exactly what I wanted. Again, the deleting the tweet, the original tweet, when he complained 2 years ago, almost to this day, about not being able to be a white, to not be able to voice act for a white character, and then saying like, ah, shit, every studio starts sending me only Asian characters. Like, why didn't you just say like, damn, this isn't exactly what I wanted? People would probably give you less shit, if not, probably even less than you think you do.
For a long time in that industry, and all he did was speak about it, and then people rightfully criticized it, and now all these BlueSky users are in denial about it, despite the fact that not only did ProZD say that stuff, but it's also, as mentioned, just a standard that is used in the English VA industry. As I speak right now, it's still something that those creeps advocate for. And it's very telling that when people find out about authentic casting and rightfully criticize that policy, that none of these people have an actual good response about it. They have to try and say that people are just lying and or misrepresenting and or taking it out of context. It's a very desperate look.
With screenshots.
All these people trying to defend ProZD and authentic casting.
You show them the screenshot and they'll say, oh, well, that's just out of context. We need more context for the screenshot. You can't win with logic against these people. They will fight you until their head explodes.
They look extremely disingenuous and extremely desperate.
It's impossible.
Here's another
it's a waste
one.
of time.
So they talk about some Dana person. I don't even know who that is. But then they say ProZD does not deserve harassment by those Twitter racists.
Nobody deserves
that app
harassment.
Is beyond saving.
I'm sure. Again, I said this yesterday, or no, the day before. He does not deserve harassment. People are sending him horrible shit, but like, holy fuck, that's not everybody. He's really playing up the victim part.
All because of one big lie that someone twisted ProZD words. It's freaking disgusting. Plus, again, no matter the truth, it doesn't matter. What? The truth doesn't matter. Okay,
the truth doesn't matter, you guys. We say we heard it
doesn't matter.
first.
It's freaking egotism that Twitter created.
Mental gymnastics.
What are you even saying, bro? Listen to yourself. Like, that last part didn't even make any sense at all. And like, don't talk about ego when all these people on BlueSky can't take any criticism, and instead they have to try and like deny objective reality. So yeah, it's very obvious how these sort of people operate. When someone says something that's a good point that these people disagree with, they don't have any actual responsive merit, so they resort to either one, throw the buzzwords, just call that person a racist or a Nazi or something. Yeah, and that fails nowadays because people see through that nonsense and they know.
In the wise words of the bald man, they always call you a racist, but they never call you a fucking liar. Like, why do they fucking say this shit? Like, why? Why do they do this?
They don't have any actual responsive merit, so they resort to either one, throw the buzzwords, like just call that person a racist or a Nazi.
Again, I've never said anything, like, remotely, like, right-wing or Nazi, and they always say that shit to attack you and discredit you. I am not one. But they always label you one.
Or something. And that fails nowadays because people see through that nonsense and they know it's just like smears, like a smear campaign. And then on top of that, literally no one cares about being labeled these buzzwords anymore because they're just meaningless now. They've been watered down so much that people literally don't care. Oh, you called that person a Nazi, they don't care. Literally no one cares because, again, y'all have made this word mean nothing. Congratulations, great.
Sorry, I thought I heard footsteps somewhere. Holy shit, I got scared. Dude, I think my headphones are so sensitive that I can hear footsteps in the video. I think... Sorry, I got scared. Like, again, I don't... There's someone in my house. Do I have to fucking get a machete? Maybe that's my heartbeat. Sorry, I got scared for a minute.
Job. And so once their buzzwords don't work anymore, now they're just trying to say, oh, so lies. Oh, those people are just lying, misrepresenting. Oh, it's out of context.
No, it's him thumping the mic. Oh my god, I thought it was footsteps. I'm sorry, I got really scared for a minute.
Because ultimately, like I said, they don't have any actual responsive merit to these things that they disagree with.
I got new headphones. They're more sensitive, I think.
Another tweet similarly saying people freaked out over.
He's approaching. He's coming to get me, dude.
For nothing on ProZD. And recently he quit Twitter because the racism on Twitter, all because grifters twisted his words.
I'm sure there were people being racist and horrible. I totally understand that. He doesn't deserve it. Nobody deserves it. But criticizing someone and then lumping all those people that are criticizing him into being Nazis and racists is not the correct thing to do. It is not mentally well for someone to just fucking say, oh, well, everybody's a racist because they're criticizing me. It's like, that's not how it works, man. You're just an idiot. Calling someone an idiot is not racist. Sorry. Hiding behind a label or a group of people or an identity is not valid defense. I hate that we can't get to this fucking part. I hate when people are like, Alana, you're just criticizing them because you're racist. What if I start pulling every time someone criticizes me and I say, oh, well, you just fucking hate me because I'm a woman? Is that a valid thing to do? I don't think so. I think that's a fucking retarded thing to do. Personally. I think it's a weak argument.
This happened when he was casted in Knights of Guinevere, by the way. Yeah, no one's twisting anything, bro. Just stop, okay?
I've never done that in my life.
It's not working, bro.
It's stupid. I would rather you argue with me with logic.
A bootlicker for these corrupt VAs and these bigoted policies. You know, these people claim to be against bigotry, but they want to stop on the hill. They want it to all be over on the hill of defending policies that are objectively bigoted. Yet another one. Twitter harassing ProZD off the site for something he didn't even say is peaked Twitter behavior, unfortunately. We're going to end with this thread from Dorian Scott. Brave. dude over here who's actually going against the hive mind on BlueSky. Okay. This man.
I liked ProZD when he was just a guy that did voice acting on YouTube for Goofy. Like, he did a really good Goofy impression back, like, I don't know, probably like 12 years ago. And he was just a goofy, funny little guy. And he did a little skits here and there. And now he's just popped off and gone full off the wall.
Saw that he'd be like
many
the one
such
dude
cases,
in the army.
man.
Well, not really an army, because there's not that many people on BlueSky. This man saw the dozens of angry people on BlueSky and said, I don't care. I'm going to post there anyways and call them out. So, yeah, let's take a look at what Dorian's got to say here. Be ProZD. Have a successful VA career. Post a really stupid comment on Twitter stating that characters should only be voiced by VAs that look just like them.
Not using arrows when you're using the same format. Big red flag as well.
Get denied a role because of your own
Not
ethnicity.
using green text,
Block anyone
arrows.
who rightfully calls you out on your ineptitude. Showcasing your hypocrisy by getting the role of a white character in an upcoming Glitch production. Point number 5 again. State that you'll leave Twitter because you can't handle the criticism. I mean, you brought this on yourself, and show and rev right there.
Okay.
Scratch that. I got more to say. Dorian continues. This quote-unquote authentic casting garbage does nothing except limit a VA's opportunities. Say you're a black guy who wants to voice a character from an anime. This pretty much limits you to only a few characters, as dark-skinned characters rarely pop up in a series. All ProZD had to do was shut his mouth, and nobody would have cared who he was voicing in future projects. The only thing that should matter in the VA industry is whether or not you're talented enough to be given a role. In fact, that's how it was for a long time. Think of Cleveland Brown.
Or Apu. They fired that guy, or quote-unquote let him go because he doesn't match the skin color of Apu.
Until 2020, he was voiced by Mike Henry, a white guy, who would voluntarily step down from his role because he too believes in authentic casting. Despite his replacement VA doing a great job, I still think it's idiotic to step down from a role you've had for nearly 30 years just because you prefer if the VA scene was segregated. And that's the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one.
That guy cooked. Very true.
I had fun recording this. I look forward to seeing you in the comments. And if you enjoyed my coverage, please consider liking and subscribing. Appreciate ya, and I'll see you in the next one.
Hair Share is still there, just refuses to voice Apu now. Yeah, basically, they made him step down because he doesn't match the skin color of the character that he's been playing for so long. That's so sad. I think it's weird.